Hello, everyone. Let me tell you something strange. Many people are tired today because of something that has not happened yet. Think about that. The future has not arrived. Tomorrow is not here. Next year does not exist yet. And still, millions of people lose sleep because of it. A student worries about exams. A worker worries about money. A parent worries about family. A young person worries about success. An older person worries about time. Different lives, different problems, but the same habit. Worrying about a future that nobody can see. Maybe you know this feeling. You are sitting quietly. Nothing is wrong. Then one thought appears. What if things go badly? A few minutes later, that one thought becomes 10. Then 10 become 50. Soon, your mind is carrying problems that do not even exist yet. And the strange part is this. The future is not making you tired. The future is doing nothing. Your thoughts are doing all the work. Today, we are going to talk about that. Not how to predict the future. Not how to control the future. But how to stop letting the future steal today. Because your life is not happening tomorrow. Your life is happening now. And that changes everything. Let's begin. Part 1. Why we worry. Before we continue, I have a small favor to ask. If you enjoy videos like this, please give this video a like. And if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more videos that help people learn English and grow in life. Thank you very much. Now let's continue. A few days ago, a man woke up early in the morning. Nothing was wrong. His job was fine. His family was fine. His health was fine. It was a normal day. But before he even got out of bed, he started worrying. He worried about next month. He worried about money. He worried about work. He worried about things that might happen in the future. For the next hour, his mind was busy. Very busy. But do you know something strange? None of those problems were real. Not yet. Maybe not ever. The only thing that was real was the morning in front of him. The sunlight, the fresh air, the new day. But he could not enjoy any of it. Because his mind was somewhere else. Maybe you know this feeling. Maybe it happened to you this week. Maybe it happened this morning. Many people believe worry is a sign of responsibility. They think, if I worry enough, I will be ready. If I worry enough, I can avoid problems. But has that ever worked? Think about your own life. How many times did you worry about something and later discover that everything was fine? Probably many times. The truth is that worry makes a promise it cannot keep. It tells us, if you think about this long enough, you will feel safe. But the opposite often happens. The more we worry, the more afraid we become. The more afraid we become, the more we worry. And slowly, it becomes a habit. A habit that follows us everywhere. To work, to school, to dinner, even to bed. But here's the question. If worry does not make us safer, why does the mind keep doing it? The answer is surprisingly simple. And once you understand it, you may never look at worry the same way again. Let's talk about that in the next part. Part 2. The stories we create. Let's continue. Why does the mind keep worrying? The answer is simple. The mind wants to protect us. That sounds like a good thing. And most of the time, it is. If you see danger on the road, your mind tells you to be careful. If you make a mistake, your mind helps you learn from it. But sometimes the mind tries too hard to protect us. And that is when problems begin. Let me give you an example. Imagine that your boss sends you a message. The message says, "Can we talk tomorrow?" That's all. No details, no explanation. Just a short message. What happens next? For some people, nothing. But for many people, the mind starts creating stories. Did I do something wrong? Am I in trouble? Will I lose my job? One question becomes another, then another, and another. A few hours later, the person feels stressed. They cannot focus. They cannot relax. They keep thinking about tomorrow. But here's the truth. Nothing has happened yet. There is only one message. Everything else is a story. The mind saw an empty space, and it quickly filled that space with fear. This happens every day. Someone does not answer your text. You create a story. A plan takes longer than expected. You create a story. Something feels uncertain. You create a story. The future is often not what hurts us. The story we create about the future hurts us. That is an important difference. Maybe you have noticed this in your own life. Sometimes the real problem arrives, and it is much smaller than the problem you imagined. Other times, the problem never arrives at all. Yet you spent days worrying about it, days that you can never get back. The mind is powerful. It can create hope, but it can also create fear. That is why we must learn to question our thoughts. Not every thought is true. Not every fear is a warning. And not every worry deserves your attention. The next time you feel worried, stop for a moment and ask yourself, is this a fact? Or is this a story? That simple question can change everything. Because when you begin to see the stories in your mind, they lose some of their power. And when they lose their power, something interesting happens. You begin to feel lighter. You begin to breathe easier. You begin to live more in the present. But there is another problem that keeps many people trapped. It is the belief that they must have all the answers before they can feel calm. And that is what we will talk about in the next part. Part 3. You don't need all the answers. Let me ask you something. How many answers do you need before you can move forward? For many people, the answer is just one more. One more answer. One more plan. One more guarantee. Then they will feel ready. Then they will feel confident. Then they will stop worrying. But something strange happens. That day never comes. Because every answer creates a new question. Every plan creates a new uncertainty. Every step forward reveals another step. That is how life works. Imagine a person standing at the bottom of a long road at night. The road stretches for miles. The person wants to see the entire journey before taking the first step. But they can't. The road is too long. The darkness is too deep. The only thing they can see is what the small light in front of them reveals. Maybe 10 feet, maybe 20. And yet, that is enough, because they do not need to see the whole road. They only need to see the next step. Life is often the same. Many people are waiting for certainty. They are waiting for the perfect moment. They are waiting until they know exactly what will happen. But certainty rarely arrives. And while they wait, life keeps moving. Opportunities pass. Dreams stay unfinished. Time quietly moves forward. Maybe you know this feeling. Maybe there is something you want to do. Learn English, start a project, change careers, improve your health. But a voice inside your mind says, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I make a mistake? So you wait and wait and wait. The truth is that nobody starts with all the answers. Not successful people, not confident people, not happy people. They move forward anyway. They learn along the way. They make mistakes. They adjust. They grow. That is why confidence is not built before action. Confidence is built through action. One step creates experience. Experience creates knowledge. Knowledge creates confidence. And confidence makes the next step easier. If you spend your life waiting until you have every answer, you may spend your life waiting. The future will always contain some uncertainty. That will never change. But your relationship with uncertainty can change. You can stop seeing it as a wall. You can start seeing it as part of the journey. Because the people who build meaningful lives are not the people who know everything. They are the people who keep moving, even when they don't. And that brings us to an important question. If we don't need all the answers, what should we focus on instead? The answer is simpler than most people think. And it starts with today. Part 4. Focus on today. There's a saying that many people forget. Tomorrow is built by today. It sounds simple, but it can change the way you live. Think about it. When people worry about the future, they often look far ahead. They think about next month, next year, 5 years from now. And the future begins to feel huge, almost impossible, like a mountain that is too high to climb. But no one climbs a mountain in one step. They take one step, then another, then another. A good future is built the same way, one day at a time, one choice at a time, one action at a time. The problem is that worry pulls our attention away from today. Instead of asking, what can I do right now? We ask, what if something goes wrong later? And that question usually has no answer. So we keep thinking, and thinking, and thinking. But nothing changes. Let me share a simple idea. When you feel worried about the future, bring your attention back to today. Not next year, not next month. Today. Ask yourself, what is one good thing I can do right now? Maybe it is reading one page of a book. Maybe it is taking a short walk. Maybe it is learning 5 new English words. Maybe it is making one important phone call. Small actions may seem unimportant, but they are not. Small actions create momentum, and momentum creates progress. Many people underestimate the power of small steps. They want big changes, big results, big success. But most good things in life grow slowly. A strong friendship grows slowly. A healthy body grows slowly. A successful career grows slowly. Even confidence grows slowly. Day by day, choice by choice. That is why today matters so much. Today is where habits are built. Today is where decisions are made. Today is where progress begins. You do not need to solve your entire future this afternoon. You only need to make today a little better than yesterday. That is enough. And when you do that again tomorrow, and again the day after that, something remarkable happens. The future you once worried about begins to improve. Not because you worried, but because you acted. In the next part, we will talk about something many people forget when they are anxious about the future. Good things take time, and understanding this can bring a lot of peace into your life. Part 5. Good things take time. We live in a world that moves very fast. People want results quickly. They want success quickly. They want change quickly. And when things take longer than expected, they start to worry. Maybe you have felt this way too. You work hard for a few weeks. Nothing changes. You learn a new skill. Progress feels slow. You start a good habit. The results are small. Then a thought appears. Maybe this isn't working. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Maybe I should give up. These thoughts are common, but they are often wrong. The truth is that most valuable things in life need time. Think about a tree. When you plant a seed, nothing seems to happen at first. Days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even months pass. You look at the ground and see very little. But beneath the surface, something important is happening. Roots are growing. The tree is preparing. And one day the growth becomes visible. Life often works the same way. Many of the best changes happen quietly. You may not notice them at first. You learn a little. You improve a little. You become stronger a little. Day after day, week after week. Then one day you look back and realize how far you have come. The problem is that worry makes us impatient. It tells us that progress should be faster. It tells us that we should already have the answers. It tells us that we are behind. But compared to whom? Everyone's journey is different. Everyone starts from a different place. Everyone moves at a different pace. You do not need to live someone else's timeline. You only need to keep moving on your own path. Maybe your dream is taking longer than expected. Maybe your goals still feel far away. That does not mean you are failing. It may simply mean you are growing. Remember this: a good future is not built in a day. It is built through many ordinary days. Days when you keep going. Days when nobody notices. Days when progress feels slow. Those days matter more than you think. Because every small step is becoming part of something bigger. And when you understand this, you stop rushing life. You stop fighting the clock. You stop worrying so much about how far you still have to go. Instead, you learn to trust the process. And that trust leads us to the final lesson of this video. A lesson that can change the way you see your future forever. Part 6. Trust your journey. As we reach the final part of this video, I want to share one simple idea. Your life does not need to look perfect. It only needs to keep moving forward. Many people spend years worrying because they believe they should be further ahead. They compare themselves to others. They compare their success, their income, their skills, their progress. And every comparison creates another reason to worry. But life is not a race. There is no single timeline that everyone must follow. Some people find success at 20. Some find it at 40. Some find it even later. The important thing is not when it happens. The important thing is that you keep going. Look back at your own life for a moment. Think about the challenges you have already faced. Think about the difficult days you thought you could not survive. Yet here you are. You made it through. Maybe not perfectly. Maybe not easily. But you made it through. That means something. It means you are stronger than many of your fears. It means you have already handled uncertainty before. And if you handled it then, you can handle it again. The future often looks frightening because we imagine facing it alone. But you will not face the future all at once. You will face it one day at a time. Just like you always have. When tomorrow arrives, you will deal with tomorrow. When next month arrives, you will deal with next month. You do not need to carry all of it today. That weight does not belong on your shoulders. The only day you need to live right now is this one. The only choices you need to make are today's choices. The only actions you need to take are today's actions. That is enough. More than enough. So if you are worried about the future, remember this. You do not need to know everything. You do not need to control everything. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to take the next step, then the next one, then the next one. Because a meaningful life is not built through certainty. It is built through courage. The courage to keep moving. The courage to keep learning. The courage to keep believing that better days are possible. And sometimes, that small belief is all you need. The future is still unwritten. No one knows exactly what it will bring. But that is not something to fear. It is something to hope for. Because some of the best moments of your life may still be ahead of you. And that is a beautiful reason to keep going. Before we finish today, I want you to pause for a moment. Take a slow breath. And think about everything we talked about. The future is important. But the future is not where your life is happening. Your life is happening right now. At this moment. As you listen to these words. Many people spend years waiting for a day when they will finally stop worrying. A day when they will have enough money, enough success, enough certainty, enough answers. But life does not work that way. Every stage of life brings new questions, new challenges, new opportunities, and new lessons. If you wait for perfect certainty before allowing yourself to feel peaceful, you may wait forever. Instead, trust yourself a little more. Trust the small steps you are taking. Trust the lessons you are learning. Trust the person you are becoming. You do not need to build your entire future tonight. You only need to take care of today. One good choice, one good habit, one good action. That is enough. More than enough. Remember this. Many of the things you once worried about are already behind you. You survived them. You learned from them. You grew because of them. The same will probably be true for many of the things you are worrying about today. One day you may look back and smile, not because life was perfect, but because you were stronger than you thought. So be patient with yourself. Life is not a race. You do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need to know every answer. You only need to keep moving forward, step by step, day by day. And if you ever feel lost, come back to this simple truth. The future is not happening right now. Today is. So live today. Notice today. Appreciate today. Because today's small moments are quietly becoming your future. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself. And until next time, keep moving forward with hope in your heart.